Alright, welcome back to the Blender 3 Docwalk. This is the still in configuring Blender section, and we're going to talk about defaults. So let's take a look at what Blender looks like when you first start it up. Okay, the first time you start Blender up, you're going to have a selection of options here. That's basically what the default section is about. So from here down to about right here, all of this, we're just going to roll through all of that pretty quick. So let's get started here. Okay, the first obviously is language. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Shortcuts, you have a few options. Blender, this is the new 3.0 I guess key mapping. For people that are used to the older style 2.7 and below, you can select that, and there's a key map for industry, kind of the industry standard key map. If that's more to your liking, go ahead and select that. You have your mouse selection, okay, left or right. Some people like to have the right mouse button be the select button. There's some reasons for this. I've never kind of really had this as a problem, but when you're selecting and you're trying to pull up a menu as well, sometimes they, activate each other, or, you go to select something and a menu pops up or whatever. I've seen people talk about this. I've never bumped into this problem. So, I don't know what to tell you. I like my left mouse button being the select button. Spacebar, you can either have it play, you can have it bring up your tools menu, or you can have it pull up a search or the search bar, whatever you want. I keep it on play, but again, it's up to your preference. Theme, depending on, again, your preference. I like a dark theme. And then down here you can load your settings from your 2.93 Blender. It talks about how to do that. If you want to use your old settings, you can just go here. They'll talk about how to get to those directories and find those specific files. So the two files that it's going to copy, the preferences file basically stores all your key map, everything that we've gone over that comes up in preferences. All of this is going to be in your preferences file. Your startup file is a little different. It stores information regarding your workspaces and how things are displayed at startup. We will be covering both the preferences file and the startup file in more depth a little later. Your user preferences are automatically saved as you change them, and we're going to jump back to the app, to Blender, and just roll through the rest of this document. Okay, so as before, your splash thing is up. You just come down here and hit Save New Settings, and that will save it for you. So this will be your splash screen from then on. If you go over to File, down to Defaults, and you can either save your startup file from here, or you can load factory settings from this menu here. And then going into preferences, if you go down to the little menu at the bottom here, and then go up to load factory preferences, that will also reload your user preferences back to the factory default. There is one quick note. If you do load factory defaults for your preferences, the auto save preferences checkbox will be unchecked as soon as you load factory defaults, which means if you want to make sure your preferences are saved, you're going to have to come down here specifically and recheck auto save preferences, or nothing you select is going to be saved. Alright, so that is it for defaults. Let's go ahead and jump to the next doc.